I'd just like to say I appreciate you all for coming to Buskerfest today to see my show. Or for having happened to be walking by and decided to stop and watch. Or for being told there would be free beer and getting here and being sorely disappointed. Anyway, it doesn't matter how you got here. I'd just like to say I appreciate you guys for being here today to support your local artists. So I bet you're wondering why they introduced me as Rowan Greene, the Circus of Learning. Because I'm just one guy, not a circus. Well, I'll tell you. The Circus of Learning is currently my pet project, and mostly that's because I grew up here in Fort Wayne, and I know exactly how little there is to do when you're under the age of 21. Yeah, sad truth. So I started to build a stage because I wanted an area where people could come to make friends and learn skills and build a community. But you guys didn't come here to hear me talk, so I'm going to do a little bit of performance for you today. This is the section of my show where I need y'all to make as much noise as possible to draw a bigger crowd. Everybody go! I'm going to do in the next couple minutes. I got gloves. I got sticks. I got lunch. And I got a myriad of balls. Big ones, little ones, bouncy ones, and glass ones. So while I was preparing for this show, I decided to go out and get new balls, because my old ones had gotten, well, old, a little yellow, and I was having a really hard time. So I finally found some in a dollar store, and I got really lucky, because they came in my 3 favorite colors, pink, blue, and fish. His name is Rodney.
Hi, Rodney!
And because I'm the Circus of Learning, I'll give you guys a little bit of a demonstration on how I learned to juggle. I started, like most people do, with 1 ball in 1 hand. But that gets boring rather fast. So I quickly moved to 1 ball in 2 hands. And then after getting accomplished with that, I went to 2 balls in 1 hand. That was effective. 2 balls in 1 hand. 2 balls in the other hand. Then I went to 2 balls in 3 hands. 3 balls in 2 hands. Learned a couple of different patterns. Reverse tested, around and around. The other way, double time. And then I learned some things a little bit more impressive, like over the rainbow, or the figure 8. You guys saw me do 2 balls in 1 hand, right? Now I'm going to show you guys 2 balls in 1 hand, in 2 hands. Here I go. Ta-da!
You practice, Kitty!
So, I'm a busker. And as a busker, I'm used to performing for between 4 to 8 hours straight in about 5-hour bursts. And mostly in the evening / middle of the night time of day. So about 3 months ago, when Bill Brown with the Downtown Improvement District, the guy that put on this whole fest, Bill Brown, calls me up at 8:30 in the morning to ask me if I want to be one of the few performers to have a stage show, all I could think was me on a stage with thousands of adoring fans cheering my name. I woke up 4 hours later going, what was I thinking? So you are the lucky people that get to see the first stage show I have ever written. I was ever introduced to? You know, I was supposed to have a chair. I specified when they asked me what I needed for my show, I was supposed to have a chair. Devil sticks are one of the first toys I was ever introduced to, and I picked them up when I was 5 or 6. My parents got them for me at some music festival or another. I used them for about a year, and after about a year, I learned how to do this. Luckily, even though I broke that one, several years later, my parents got me a new... Hey, wait, guys, you gotta move, that's my chair. Always give the lady the seat. A couple years earlier from now, my parents picked me up another set, and since then I've learned how to do this. The basic tick-tock. The more advanced tick-tock. The single stick tick-tock. The single stick, listen to me, the single stick, single side tick-tock. Oh, come on, that was impressive. I was just going on one side. Spins. Wait, before we do some spins, a flip. It flipped. Now some spins. And then taps. Do-do-do. 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 Come on, taps. Busking in Fort Wayne, Indiana is a very controversial topic. On the one hand, you have the city of Fort Wayne, who goes out of their way to make this Buskerfest happen and hire local performers like the Beautiful Freak Show, Pyroscope Entertainment, the Hope Arthur Orchestra, the Wickersham Brothers, and myself. On the other hand, you have the city of Fort Wayne the other 364 days of the year. Fort Wayne really, for the most part, is not a busker-friendly city. And I think there are two main reasons for this. I believe one of those reasons is because our local businesses have somehow got it into their head that having a performer outside their business loses them business. So they call the cops. And when the cops show up, they say things like, "It doesn't matter if what you're doing is illegal, we'll find a reason to arrest you anyway." True story. Unfortunate, but true. Secondly, I believe that there are, not you guys obviously, but there are some of those types of people in Fort Wayne. You know, the type of people that when they see a performer out on the street, they'll put their head down, walk faster, and say, "Don't make eye contact," to their children. But luckily, there are some things you, probably not you, but most of you can do about this. When you see a performer out on the street, stop and watch. If you don't have time to stop and watch, throw a couple dollars in their hat anyway. If you don't have a couple dollars, make eye contact. We don't bite, at least not unless you ask us real nicely. And even then you have to remember the golden rule. Requests are $1. Any requests? A song? A dance? A limerick? Don't ask for a limerick. I don't know any limericks. But I do have some poetry in my show. This is my levitation stick. And I thought it was cool for a while, but then I got to do it a lot, and I decided it was a little dull. So I'm going to do my entire next section of my show in haiku. Everybody know what haiku is? Yeah. Raise your hand if you know what haiku is. Okay, if you don't know what haiku is, keep them up. Ask her, or, okay. Anyway. Around and around on this peaceful summer day, this is my flow wand. A beautiful scene. All that is missing from this. Thunderous applause. This experiment, not really working for me. Let us move on. Now. This is contact juggling. Now you may say, Rowan, that's not juggling. You're not even throwing it into the air and catching it again. Well, I must inform you that the definition of juggling I adhere to is the Webster definition of juggling. Not like the Webster dictionary definition of juggling, but you know, Mickey Webster, my next door neighbor, his definition of juggling. And that happens to be the manipulation of one or more objects for the entertainment of others. My obsession with finding new and unusual skill toys has taken me to many lands. I happened upon this one while I was journeying through the rugged wastes of Pennsylvania, where I happened upon a mystic who offered to teach me everything he knew for the low price of $39.95. Did I mention I'm completely self-taught? Okay. Without further ado, contact juggling. Approaching the end of my show. Aww. I only have a couple of tricks to perform for you today. A couple more tricks. But before I do, I must say, if you have enjoyed my show, when it's all over, I will be walking around right up there. Please come up to me. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you thought I could improve upon. Throw a few dollars in my hat. If you want to see my circus come to fruition, when the show is over, everybody walk up to Kitty. Oh, that's Kitty. Everybody say hi, Kitty.
Hi, Kitty. Hi.
Everybody walk up to Kitty and throw a couple dollars in her hat. If you have an idea for the name of the stage I'm building, you are more than welcome to write that idea on a small green piece of paper. You may find a couple of these in your wallet and insert them into either hat after the show. What I have to perform for you next is something that I picked up about a year ago because I was told in order to get a job at Red Fair you needed to learn to juggle.
Jane, would you rub the middle of my back?
What I learned anyway, and this is what I've come up with in the past year.
Thank you.
Basic cascade. A double.
All right, stop.
A double.
Stop.
Double.
Stop. Thank you.
2 doubles in one hand. A double and 2 singles. Oh, that was more like a 4. Flash. I got a joke for the kids. This is my least favorite trick. Okay, I got another one for you. Here I go. A chop. Ha! 2 chops. Ha! Ha! An entire pattern consisting of nothing but chops. Ha! Ha! And last but not least, 3 chops in quick succession. Ha! Ha! Yeah! So a friend of mine told me once that when you're doing a show, you should save your best trick for last. I generally agree with that. So I decided today, to end my show, I would do a trick for you called Mel's Mess. This is a trick so complicated, most jugglers can't even do it. This is a trick so complicated, most jugglers say, I can't even do it. So I just changed the name from Mel's Mess to Rowan's Mess. And now no matter what I do it right. Here I go. Ta-da! Thank you all for coming to my show today. Stick around on this show at 7 is going to be the beautiful freak show. I'm really looking forward to that myself. Don't forget while you're wandering around here at Buskerfest to not only tip the buskers, but participate and interact, because that is truly what street performing is about. Now, everybody, there it is. Throw it at me. There you go. Everybody, thank you for coming, and have a nice day.
Come on, let's give him more than a hand. Let's give him some dollars. Woo! Rowan. Don't give him a hand, give him some dollars.
Yeah, we need to hit you each meal.
Thank you.
There it is.
We know where to come to pass the line. This is the point of the show where you guys can come past.
Yeah, feel free to enter.
Thank you.
Here, go put $1 in his thing.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Just put it in.
Thank you.
Good. Just put it in.